would you like to talk a little bit about, being incarcerated and how you got there?
Yeah, well, again, my drug conviction, I had got hit with attempted murder, possession of drugs, drug trafficking, and possession of firearms, and I had to do a 10-year prison sentence. And I had a 3-month-old son at that time, and I said that I need to do something different to be able to combat where I'm at, because I didn't like where I was at. You know,
Tell me a little bit about yourself and your organization.
Okay. Well, myself, I grew up in a single-parent household. My father raised me and my brother, along with my grandmother. So my mother, she got caught up back in the 80s, just with the drug epidemic. She got addicted to crack, and she couldn't be there for me and my brother. So me and my brother, we were exposed to, the streets and that environment. And I used to always tell people that our core curriculum was, the streets, the Spice Ones, the NWA, Easy E and things like that. That was our core curriculum on how we got to move out here in the world, because our father had to be at work along with my grandmother. She worked at Children's Services in Cleveland, Ohio. So she worked for Children's Services. So she used to go inside of the houses and pull children up out of the houses back in the days. So, but needless to say, they were gone throughout the whole entire day. When they were gone, me and my brother, we were just open to just run the streets like we wanted to, and it was just exciting at that time, but we didn't know how detrimental that it could be, just being in an immature mind. We thought that, we was cool, so I became a drug dealer with integrity, right? Because my father was a guy with integrity. So I became a drug dealer with integrity. I just wanted to make sure that I sold the right product. I didn't get people, I didn't rob people and things like that. I said that I'm going to go ahead and put in my work and make sure that I get it done. This was my concept. This was my ideology. I said that, you know what, I'm going to do it different from everybody else. I see people out here stealing and stuff like that. I'm going to make sure that I give my customers the right product and make sure that they are satisfied, a drug dealer with integrity, right? Just having that mentality and just really thinking that I was going to be able to make it happen like that. I was committed. I said that, man, hey, I was committed to the streets, and at 19 years old, I had found out that my friend was stealing from me. So he was stealing some of my drugs from me, and then he was selling my drugs that he was stealing from me. So then, I got word of it, and I just felt like boxed in. I felt like I had no choice, and I said that I had to move on him. So yeah, I had to shoot him in my mind. I said, man, I got to kill him. I have no choice. I got to kill him, because if I allow him to get away with it, then other individuals will be trying to do the same thing, and I can't allow that to happen. If I'm saying that I want to be successful in this drug trade, I cannot allow individuals to, steal or rob me and just let it slide. So, I moved in on him, and I shot him in the head, I shot him in the back, and he ran off into the night, and he ended up surviving. So, and right before he had passed out, he had said that, what, Carlos, or whatever may be the case, man. So the police ended up coming to get me, and I had to go down. I was committed to Marion Correctional Institution with a 10-year prison sentence for attempted murder, possession of drugs, drug trafficking, and possession of firearms. I had a 3-month-old son too at the time, so I had really stepped it up another level. At that time, when I had committed that crime right there with the attempted murder, I was out on bond for possession of drugs and drug trafficking. They had pulled me down, and I had drugs and stuff in my trunk and guns and stuff in my trunk too as well. So I was out on bond when I had caught the other case, and they put me be able to get all of these things, because that's the reason why people do it. I mean, I didn't sell dope to get killed. I didn't sell dope to end up in the penitentiary. I sold dope because I said that I wanted to be able to experience life like I see on TV. I want to be able to go to the Bahamas. I see the Cosby Show. I want to be able to have my household looking like the Cosbys. And I feel like that I can get that done if I sell this dope. I never had the mindset to say that I'm just going to sell dope to crash and burn. It was always to be successful. Right, so
community on its feet. This is what we do. I'm talking about real live movements. Pow, 100 dang on copies. The walking logo. Taking Back My Life, Volume 2. It's about to go into the Franklin County Juvenile Detention Center. That means that they already got Volume 1, Prison Without Bars. They got 100 copies of that inside of the building. I've talked to individuals who go into the adult prisons, and once they get transferred over into the adult prisons, they say, man, I read the book, man, it's all through the juvenile facility. I was like, absolutely right, absolutely right. See, one thing about this, this is why the book is so impactful, and it's a tool because I can't be everywhere. But guess what? The book is my mentality, and my mentality can be in places that I cannot be in. So then therefore we still get the job done. That's how we get it done. And the way that I'll be feeling when I'm bringing this work up into the place, I'll be just like this on my George Jefferson.
Just abandoning that mentality that put me inside a prison, abandoning that mentality, because that was my mentality, that was the culture that I had adopted, and now I'm saying that I gotta adopt a new culture. I gotta adopt a new mentality, because I cannot be in these type of situations. I basically said that, you know what, hey, man, it is not for me to be shot up in the streets or to shoot somebody up in the streets. It is not for me to be incarcerated within a prison setting, you know, where people are walking through the facility, outsiders walking through the facility like it's Zumbizi Bay or something, and they want to pet, you know, the people and stuff like that. They coming to observe, you know. All right, let's bring this puppy on home.
Bring it in, bring it in. There we go. All right. 3, 2, 1.
I've been able to overcome it, Jody. I'm able to go inside and get people information so then they can duplicate that story too, so then they can see what that other side looks like, you know. And only thing that you need to be able to accomplish that is information. Information influences thinking. Thinking controls behavior. You get people new information, guess what? They're gonna start to think differently. And if I start to think differently, guess what? I have no choice but to move differently. And this is what it is. So I'm able to be a part of that. You understand? So then that's why you see me and I'll be like, yeah, man, because I'm literally in the process of turning the penitentiary on its head and standing the community on its feet.
Get this work. Get this work. Get this work.